Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is our 14th episode on the Tsu-calm-i podcast, and today we talk about how to take criticism, because maybe it's a sensitive topic, not just for us, but for many people, we thought. I got criticism lately,
Mhm.
and first thought I had, I just opened the topic without letting you talk. Sorry. First thing I got from the person was what should I do better and things like that. But what I want to say that first thing that came to my mind, oh my God, she's caring about me. She has an opinion about me. She is paying attention about me. And the first impression of her was that I am so thankful that someone is caring about what I do. And I try to put this in the bowl, to have this perspective.
That is a nice perspective because I can react to criticism differently to that sometimes, depending on what my mental space is actually. I think that's really a
I
key.
think that it's really depending on the mental space, because I emphasize this example because that's not the case for me every time, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I looked it up as well when you first said about, should we talk about criticism? And I was like, oh, okay. I was a bit apprehensive. But when I looked it up, it was there was like three different types of criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was destructive criticism,
Correct.
constructive
Yeah.
constructive criticism, and
Yeah.
directive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And it is how it is delivered, I think is really important. And
And
how you
shortly, do you remember what are the meaning of these types?
I can't remember exactly, but I know it was something like oh my phone's off now.
I
But
guess destructive is a negative, and constructive is something positive that you can integrate with a good intention. And
yes,
then, but what's directive criticism?
directed criticism is
Yeah.
more like, I think it's more to do with like leading someone to it's like a correction, but
Mhm.
leading that carefully with care, actually.
Oh, so yeah, nice.
You know, so because otherwise
Like an adult or a good teacher, a
yeah,
child. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And I think it depends how you respond to it. Um,
Yeah. Mm, how we talk about children and that age, it reminds me that I think a lot of people have against like emotion against criticism, and maybe it comes from school, because at school we learn that there are certain correct answers to certain questions, and
mm,
there I think criticism is really like it's a used thing there. When you don't give the appropriate answer, that sometimes, who knows what is the correct answer.
yeah, that
Really,
is
about
true, isn't
certain
it?
topics like literature or like subjective topics that we don't know for sure, but
Yeah,
there are certain appropriate answers that are expected.
yeah, and giving the wrong answer,
Mhm.
and it could be like you might have been humiliated in class or
Yeah,
laughed at with an answer. I think that's then you can
that's a strong.
that can have a backlash. You can really get you. Then the self-criticism kicks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we maybe for the first word of criticism, we just sometimes pull the shield, like, oh, protect ourselves.
yeah. We don't want to get hurt, do we?
No.
Quite soft, I suppose. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes. I think as you get older, you become a little bit more resilient, maybe. But we're also still I think sensitive is the right word, actually. We're quite sensitive as humans, I think, aren't we?
We are. We are. And I think it's really important um, how we, um, say things, how we use our words, um, and but how to take criticism. I think when someone cannot, use the words as kindly as
Mhm.
we would expect, then it's good to look at the person.
Yeah,
So never look just what is said, but also where does it coming from.
yeah. It's uncomfortable even talking about it, I find, actually.
It's a little bit hard even.
It
Yeah.
is, it's hard, isn't
Yeah.
it? I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah,
it
it
is,
is hard.
yeah, because I mean, would another word for criticism mean like feedback? About
Feedback.
feedback on
Right.
how you're producing something or how your progress is. If
Yeah.
if you, I don't know, for example, I'll give you an example of me, and my journey at the moment is I've been going to the gym and I've been on a trying to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Go,
it,
go. Nice.
it's not been easy,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm getting there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to have some constructive criticism about what I was doing in the gym how my body was actually able to tolerate. I think we were talking. I have a trainer, and we were talking about what my body can tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I want to do this, but I can't. Or
Yeah.
you need to take that out because your body. And I didn't like that. It's just like, no, I want to do it that way, but that's not okay.
Yeah. You need some direction when you first start something.
Yeah, I
And
went into the gym.
mm-hmm.
I've done certain different classes, different things over the years, classes and yoga. And I remember used to go into the gym and I go, where do I start? I had no
Exactly.
idea. And I
There's
just
so many things there, and so how to use the machines, right?
use, and
What are they for?
what's right
How
for your
many
body.
kilograms are appropriate for you right now?
I know, and I upped the weight, and I actually got some guidance.
Uh-huh.
I've definitely evolved with some constructive guidance.
Amazing. Good
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Um, while you were talking, that came to my mind, which we, I think, already mentioned in one of our previous podcasts, that I think the best way to take criticism, and we can have fun even about criticism, if we don't take it as a judgment on our self, on our whole personality or like being, but also, but not also, but just of our skill, that we don't do the right efforts or the right efforts in the right way at this moment if we want to get to the desired result that we want to get, and that's it. And the words that are, you know saying that shouldn't be about um the person itself, but the effort of the
Yeah,
person
yeah,
and the goodness of the person, or the respectfulness of the person is never questioned.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And when I was looking up, that's constructive criticism, isn't it? What you're talking about, would you say, when someone's delivering it in a constructive way to help you grow?
Mhm.
And then you get destructive criticism, which tears you down. And that's not nice to feel, is it? I'm trying to think of an example.
When you are there and it gets you unexpectedly, it's not easy to take.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that I was criticized recently because I said a word that wasn't appropriate. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a swear word or anything, it was a slang word.
Mm-hmm.
And I got corrected. Um, but it was quite hurtful as well. There was some anger in it that I shouldn't be
Mm.
saying it, and yeah, and it did, but I did learn from it too afterwards. After I reflected on it, I was like, okay, then I need to be a little bit more aware. But some
Mhm.
people would be might have stuck with them, you know,
Yeah,
like with because of the anger that was behind the criticism.
I think the
It really went
criticism from others, if it finds a chain in you that how you usually criticize yourself, and those two chains are connected, then it's hard to take it well because then it's connected with your own self-criticism.
very true.
But if you are in a mind state where you are feeling all good about yourself, then you can take it much lighter.
Yeah. Do you know what I think, actually thinking about it now, when I was criticized, it was by someone very much younger than me.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was a bit like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
um, and it's a generational thing. It's like we're meant to know more and be wiser as we get older, but actually
Yeah.
it's evolving as you get older. I think that's the difference to more
Hmm.
accepting. So yeah,
So, like a younger person is maybe not accepting as much as an older one.
I don't know is the answer.
Oh.
I don't know. Just a different view, actually,
Hmm.
um, where I could say things in conversation when I was younger, it was more acceptable, but now it's not so acceptable.
Hmm.
And it's
Yeah,
me evolving with that and not being too sensitive and just like, and I can say that I've been saying
sensitive. Yeah,
it.
because we have more ego, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's all learning though, isn't it? And I'm sure I criticize
because
others.
maybe the younger person is more direct than an older person would be.
Maybe. Or actually, just maybe when I reflect back, he was probably more passionate about what I was talking about than I was.
Ah, okay, that can be a case too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on what your scale of importance maybe.
Hmm.
What's not important for you might be more important for me.
Hmm. Yes. Which bring us to a question: how excited are we really about our own self? And most of the time, and how we spend our time with us,
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
about our things, what we do, how excited are we about them, and also ourselves, versus how much we criticize ourselves or look at ourselves as like, what should I change, or how do I look, or
Right.
monitoring.
So rather than monitoring, yeah. So rather than being I need to change from I need to change, be like, oh, maybe I need to look at the change, look at what needs to change rather than I need to change.
Exactly.
Yeah, wanting and needing.
Yeah. I think, so as a summary, like ego is an obstacle for um, taking criticism well, because we then just protect ourselves, and we don't, then I think ego is always overriding the motivation that we want to learn, experience new things, about fail maybe in life while learning, and the enthusiasm about learning, I
Yeah.
think.
I think the ego can get defensive.
Yeah, So we have to take care of it. I don't think we should get rid of it, but just take good care of the ego and like calm
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, but it's good to you can have a healthy ego. It's good to have a healthy
Right.
ego, actually.
Of course, of
Um,
course. And the other thing was, yeah, how good we feel about ourselves. And it's not exactly like not an egoistic view, but more like self good intention for myself, friendliness toward myself, and a light atmosphere for myself, things like
yeah,
that.
I think there is so much criticism out there, and self-criticism, about how we look or what other people are doing. That's the criticism of others. It does start from here,
Yeah.
actually, doesn't
And
it?
if we are this like this, then I think when we meet someone who has a destructive criticism for us, for example, we can be curious, like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
And maybe like my attitude, like, thank you for telling me that. And just explain to me, well, why do you think that? And where
yeah,
does it coming from? It can actually be a ground of a as it ends up a really nice conversation between
yeah,
two people.
yeah, for sure. Rather than
Opportunity to connect rather
yeah,
than a quarrel
rather than a separation,
or a
actually.
separation. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I think we are done for today.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. Uncomfortable to talk about, but also it's like what we just said was, yeah, rather than causing separation, use it as an opportunity to connect with yourself and others. Yeah, cool.
Every time we get a criticism from someone, maybe that's a reminder to connect with ourselves and
Yeah.
um, oh, okay,
And
it's
that
an
every
opportunity to handle it.
yeah,
Good.
and everything's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Most importantly, we are okay
we are okay.
always.
Yeah.
And
Or
let's say
we
goodbye.
are or we are enough, actually.
And
We
we are
are
enough.
enough. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank
this
you for
was our 14th
listening.
episode. How to take criticism. And thank you for all the attention that you gave to us. And we are can't wait to get back to you to the next episode.
Yes, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a couple of weeks. Until then, take care.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.